We have to be the ones that are empowering our clients to make decisions that are good for them and tell them what they need. Thinking bigger than the client and showing them what's possible is huge.
It's been instrumental in my growth as a business owner, as a human, as a filmmaker, being connected and just kind of making myself vulnerable, but trying to figure out how can I add some value. In doing that, I've received so much value.
My community of videographers, y'all are awesome. And I'm so grateful. And I don't think that I could do this business without all of them.
On episode 386, we're talking a lot about the importance of having a video community, how you can get started, and how, for me and my guests, having a community of other filmmakers and video people changed the trajectory of our businesses. All that and so much more in today's episode. What's up, my friend? Welcome to the Grow Your Video Business show. I am your host, Ryan Coral, and I am super thankful that you're here. You're in for a treat. This is just a great episode. Jenny has a ton of energy, and I love her optimism and her go get 'em spirit. I think you'll feel that. It's contagious, and I think you'll be better after listening to our conversation today. If you're new here, welcome. I've got a free workshop. I've been running a video production business for the last 20 years, and I have nailed this thing. I've got it dialed in. Everything is perfect in my business, and I want to give you all my secrets. Okay, maybe I'm just kidding. I have been doing this for over 20 years, and I have figured out some things, and I would invite you to the Six-Figure Filmmaker workshop that I've created, where I share some of my best tips and tricks on things I've learned over the past 2 decades of building a video production business, hiring and firing, and how we get clients, and just all of the things. So you can get access to this workshop by going to studiosherpas.com/workshop. And we'd love for you to check that out, and hopefully you get some amazing insights that you can apply to your video business today. If you don't get email updates from me, we're announcing incredibly awesome stuff, if you ask me. And you've got to be on our email list in order to get that stuff. So when you sign up for the workshop, you get the emails. We have people inside of our community that are like, how do I get the emails? I'm like, how are you even here? Didn't you sign up for the workshop to begin with? We have a general email list, but I want to provide value into your business, and the workshop is one way to do that. So go grab the workshop if you haven't watched it. And if you don't get my emails, then make sure that you get the workshop. studiosherpas.com/workshop. Okay, let's get into today's episode. What's up, friends? Welcome to another episode of the show. Today, I'm with Jenny Marvin, who is the owner and the lead creative of JM Visual Art, who's hanging out on vacation in Florida right now. Jenny, thank you for being here. Thank you for, having your priorities straight.
Right? My husband's getting me coffee. I'm on a podcast.
Oh, man. You're winning at life.
Right? I mean, my tiny human is here and everything's great. So we have sunshine.
So good. Yes, so good. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to have you in our community, and I've been looking forward to this after our chat. I don't even know how long ago it was, but give us a snapshot of what does your video business look like today?
Yeah. Well, let's see. So my video business, I started in photography originally about 12 years ago, and then started in video about 6 years ago. And it's morphed through the years. But currently I'm doing a ton of corporate video, which is amazing. And then also like corporate photography for headshots and lifestyle and stuff. But corporate video is like really where my love is. And I just got off a shoot in Las Vegas, and doing some B-roll and interviews for a client, and headed to Florida and Portland to kind of do the same thing. So traveling and doing corporate video. Yeah.
In the work, what's bringing you the most life or getting you the most excited?
Oh man, I think that so your podcast, the AI podcast that we were just talking about, you had so many good points in that about not being a tripod and like you'll be replaced. You're like, duh. we have to be the ones that are empowering our clients to make decisions that are good for them and tell them what they need in a matter of scope. So I think that that's one of the things that I think is a big deal as far as, empowering clients to get them as much creative assets as they can, to tell them what they need.
Yeah.
And get them the assets to really follow through with that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, that's a good point. It's a good point that I made a good point.
That you made a great point.
No, I wholeheartely agree. And just to reemphasize here, the idea isn't to boss a client around. It's really to, when we can understand them and we can understand what their problems are and what they really need, we are the ones who are in this work day in and day out. We are the ones who are doing this work for other clients constantly, consistently. This client is coming to you maybe once a month or once a quarter, once a year, or one time only ever. So there is no expectation that they should know all of the things or that they should 100%. Be fully informed with what's possible. What are you capable of? And that's where we put on this. We're going to guide you, right? We're going to, just like a specialist, like a doctor would ask all of the questions to really understand what are the problems that you're experiencing so that I can prescribe what I think, in my opinion, is the right solution. And if we can do that for our clients, then we can help them. Share that story that you were talking about for this one particular client that just said, oh yeah.
I mean, well, basically they came to me saying, we need one promo. We need a 2-minute promo for their website. And I was like, great. And they were like, we want you to come to Portland. We want you to do Denver. We want you to Florida. And we want you to come to Vegas, like in 2 days. And I'm like, okay, great. Sounds good. But the thing is, all they had in their head was this one promo. And I'm like, a 2-minute promo is really about a minute and a half of talking, like max and they wanted 8 interviews, 10 interviews. And I'm like, okay, so I was like, let's think bigger. Let's think bigger scope. What other videos can you get out of this? Like, you can get a recruiting video, case studies, client testimonials. Like, how can we make these interviews work for your asset catalog to not just have this one promo? And they were mind blown when I was like, when we're doing interviews, let's think, why is our company great? What makes us different? But like, what's the culture like? What do you love about your job? Tell me about a project that was fantastic, And so I think just like thinking bigger than the client and showing them what's possible is huge.
Yeah. So, and that's where you can really become like their go-to provider. If all you gave them was a promo video, then that's all that they would think that they need. And you said it too. You said, man, you guys are going to have all these people in one spot at the same time. There is so much more than just, 1 or 2 sound bites that they can add to this promo. Like, man, the opportunities are endless. And even if you don't hire us to do all of these videos, like, let's take advantage at least and record everybody while they're here. And then you can decide later if you want other pieces, but let's really go into this event with a plan so that you're getting the best ROI on what you're doing. And I would even say, like, when somebody comes to me and says, hey, we need a fill in the blank video, recruiting video or promo video, whatever, I would say, like, okay, why a promo video? Like, what are you hoping to do? What's the end goal? Like, you have this promo video in hand. What are you going to do with it? It's like, well, we'll put it on our website. And then I would say, well, just so you know, like, most promo videos, like, they're great for people who went the event to see themselves, and like, that's cool. But What about next year's event? Like, I mean, is there a way, like, do you know the location, the dates for next year? Because we could actually create a second version of this and throw that in there so that you're getting more life out of this thing and it becomes a commercial. Because, a promo is just, if you play right after the event, like, who cares? Like, I mean, it's cool, but is that gonna be a good investment? And I would push back a little bit and say, like, I'm not sure. I mean, we'll still do it, but let's make sure that you're making an informed decision in this whole decision-making process when it comes to making a video or getting a video done.
Well, 100%. And even like the client, for example, wanted to do interviews like at a trade show while there were thousands of people around, which was beautiful and fine. And like, it did look pretty, but the audio would have been crap. I mean, it would have been fine, but like, it just wouldn't have been like clean, really. And the example videos that they wanted to replicate were like very 2 light setup, 2 camera setup, focal length of 200, like beautiful bokeh in the background. And they were like, let's go to the trade show and like interview people off the cuff. And I was like, let's not. Like, let's set this up a little better. So I don't know. I mean, I think people come to you because you are the knowledgeable one, and we need to be the ones that are really like challenging, like you said, like challenging, not in a bad way, but like,
Right.
hey, let's think bigger. Like, what can we do for you?
Yeah, this reminds me of one of my friends who is a brand strategist, amazing marketer. The guy's so smart. And his agency hired us last year to do a brand story. And after we did the brand story, I said, hey, we could create some vertical videos, some very short form content for you guys. We'll send you all of the interviews. And if you want to pick out the sound bites, just tell us what you want. And he fired back and he's like, dude, you guys are the storytellers. Like, you tell us what you would recommend and what to suggest. And so it's just another reminder of like, we're not just a tripod. We're not just pushing buttons here. Like, we should be guiding them. I thought in my mind, I was like, well, we'll save time, some back and forth if they don't like what we pick. But if we can say, hey, we picked this soundbite and this is why, 9 times out of 10, if you're, good at your job, they're going to be like, cool, that's perfect. That works well. And, adding more work to their plate, again, they want to just hire somebody and know it's going to get done. And if you position yourself as an expert, and not that you got everything figured out, but you're definitely further ahead than them in this work. That's I think at least one way of winning.
Absolutely. I mean, they're hiring you for a reason. They're hiring you because they don't know how to do it and they don't want to do it. So, I mean, they're probably, hopefully, most people paying good money for you. So, be that storyteller, put together that script that's, beautiful and, tells the story from beginning to end.
Yeah. So I imagine 6 years into doing video, everything's probably been smooth sailing. You haven't had any challenges. It's been really easy. And if you're like most, if you're like most other video companies, just kidding. That's my great segue to say, what's been one of your biggest challenges in transitioning or just adding video and kind of diving into this space?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, because I had been doing photography for so long, I feel like I did have a leg up on figuring out video in general, like with looking at all the things. But I mean, there's just so many more facets to video with the multiple cameras and the audio. I think one of the biggest things actually with my associate shooters that will come and second shoot for me or even go for a different shoot is that so many of them don't understand audio or don't have the equipment for audio. And I'm like, it's really not that difficult. But I think that was terrifying. So I have my like go-to, Graham and Carly, who I know are incredible and can rock on any shoot if I'm not there. But then I have other shooters that are definitely just like, I have a camera and I have a stabilizer and I'll get you great B-roll. And I'm like, sweet, sounds good. But really finding people who can do the whole package has been a challenge through growing my team. Yeah. And I have contractors, so I don't have like salary team. But we'll show up as like a 4 to 5 person job on a set if we need, or 2 people here or there, or one if it's just like a 1 hour event to do a recap something. But yeah, I think finding the right people to be on your team and really like brand with your brand, essentially like be on brand, and who shoot the same and who think the same and see the same. That's been a challenge. And then personally, I mean, just thinking bigger than my ceiling, and my husband always challenges me to do that. Like, I think we all do. I think we all think, oh, I can do this, but then something new comes up and it's scary and it's new and you're like, well, crap, that's bigger, it's a bigger project than I've ever done. I don't know that I can do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think the mental challenge of saying, no, I can do this. Let's figure this out has been, that's been challenging through the years, but it's really helped me grow and help the business grow and help my clients actually serve them better.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, my partnerships and friendships through this have saved my company so many times when I needed somebody to fill in for me. My community of videographers, y'all are awesome. And I'm so grateful. And I don't think that I could do this business without all of them. So that's been really cool to see in the process, is just being able to lean on, other videographers. I don't know, that's like a challenge. It was a challenge to find great people.
Yeah, right.
And yet I feel like I have such a great community around me that those challenges seem less daunting now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love hearing that. It reminds me of the reason why I'm sitting here today still running a video production company 20 years later is because in the first year, I was meeting with any video person I could meet with, and I think you wrote this in your notes. I'm not looking at them right now, but now I am looking at them.
I don't even know what I wrote in my notes.
Well, as I'm connecting with all these other video guys, some of them I was vibing with, others I'm like, cool guy, but not our style, kind of old school, whatever. And I remember when I got my first referral from one of these guys, they are shooting weddings, and so if you're a small studio or one person studio, you can only shoot one wedding a day, and so these guys would get booked on popular days, and I got my first referral. I think it was like a $3,500 wedding, and I was like, this is amazing. And it's just, I bought this guy coffee or lunch, and it turned into this. And then guess what? It compounded over the years. The more people I networked with and met, and the more opportunities came up from those individuals plus the other people, and it was just and it was back and forth. When I couldn't do something, I would recommend 2 or 3 of these guys that I thought would be good fits. And investing in a community, a local community is like gold. I mean, it's the coolest, best, because you can grab lunch, grab coffee. Being in person is so great and such a gift. And next best is obviously, virtual, being able to connect with people and grow and know what are things over in Colorado, California, wherever you're at. And I mean, it's been instrumental in my growth as a business owner, as a human, as a filmmaker, being connected and just kind of making myself vulnerable, but trying to figure out how can I add some value? How can I receive value, but in doing that, I've received so much value.
Totally. I mean, and that's actually kind of come to fruition in my company a few different ways. So I have a big national client that my partner's company actually, I won't say my partner, but my favorite friend and videographer that we both, I shoot for her and she shoots for me. It's one of her clients that's a national construction company, and they wanted shoots in New York and Charlotte and Dallas and Portland, all within 2 weeks. I mean, it was not physically possible for us to do it, but they wanted us to organize it, and they didn't want to do anything. And luckily, through my network, I was able to find, Anna Claire in Charlotte and Matt in New York, and we gave them details on how to shoot it. And basically they sent us footage and we put together everything. But the reason that I met them was going on a freaking Iceland adventure, a videography adventure. And I met these 12 amazing videographers, and they happened to be an hour away from all these cities. And I was like, Anna Claire, you're amazing. Can you go to this, Charlotte shoot for me? Absolutely. I'll be there. Tell me more. And so I think that really getting out there and networking is huge, because I would have never been able to I mean, I could have called on wedding videographers, and
Yeah.
done that too. But to be able to call up Matt and be like, hey, I know you're amazing. I know what you shoot with. I know your style. I know your personality. You're going to be fantastic. My client will love you. So yeah, I mean, I invested $3,500 in like an Iceland adventure that I met them, and yet like I made back so much money by being able to serve my client and like know these great people. So I don't know, invest in yourself, invest in like knowing people, networking.
So good. And now it's time for a message from our commercial sponsor. Hey, filmmakers, if you're looking for a community, come to the Onward Summit at Ryan's Studio in October. If you need friends, when I hosted the first event for filmmakers at our studio, it was 2018, 19? It was years ago. And I remember, I think we had 25 people that showed up from all over. It was an international event because we had some Canadians. And it was like during lunch or it's one of our breaks, and I'm running around just doing some, just coordinating of the event. And I just see like all of these pockets of conversations, 2 people talking here, 3 people there, 4 people there, 2 people. And I'm like, I helped make this happen. And these people left this event feeling more connected than they've ever felt in the video industry. It can feel so isolating. And to think, wow, like maybe I don't have to travel to every single place. Or maybe somebody, I love traveling and I would love to be hired to travel and to let people know, hey, I might not be local, but you might not want to travel. I'll go anywhere, right? You pay for my flight and room and board and all that
100%.
stuff. So in the best way, the sessions at the event are great. They're so good. I bring in some of the best speakers. I have some of the most talented friends, but
I know I want to come.
I hate to say it, I think the biggest, best takeaways for everybody are the relationships that they make and the side conversations that they have. So anyway, the commercial's over. Find out more at studiosherpas.com/onward. The dates, I finally have landed on dates. It is gonna be October 6th is gonna be like a pre-workshop day. So it's not the start of the event itself. It's just an extra day. But we'll do cocktails for everybody that evening, like a meet and greet. So that's Sunday, and then all day Monday we're hanging out, all day Tuesday we're hanging out, and we're gonna end at the end of Tuesday. People are welcome to stay as late as they want, but in the past we've done
And
Wednesday.
where are you guys doing it?
It's gonna be at our studio, which is about 45 minutes north of Detroit.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it sounds awesome.
Get all the details. I'll leave the links in the show notes, but thank you for bringing that up, Jenny. I was like, this is the perfect time to talk about the event. So tell me, we talked about some challenges. What are you doing? What's working well as you are getting new clients and, building your business that way?
I think one of the things that has really, I think the initial contact being really professional and like I finally, through the years, it's taken time to put all this stuff together, but I have my list of questions that I have ready for every video shoot. And so, when people reach out to me, instead of being like, hey, back and forth 20 times, I'm going to say, hey, here's some of the things that I need to know before we jump on a call. And we jump on a call because going through video through email is just, it is a beast. You just can't do it without 20 back and forths. So I send the questions of like, hey, this is what we're going to discuss on the call. Do you need 4K? Do you need 1080? Do you need, B-roll, audio, interviews? What are your final deliverables? And like throwing all of that out there at first, because if I don't know what they actually want, like I can't quote them properly as far as that goes. So I think my like list of questions and like being really on top of it from the first communication is really essential. And then I have a template in Canva of a proposal that I basically just like customize and tweak as I go, but it's set up so that I can get together a proposal, and I'm working on, I don't know if doing custom proposals for each thing is, the best use of time or not, but every video is so different. So I just, I mean, I have my like standard like 2-hour B-roll event videography, whatever. And I have that as a brochure of like, hey, here's some of our popular packages. But if somebody's wanting me to go to Vegas and Portland, like I'm gonna have to include travel and all that stuff. Right. So, but I do have a template that I can, add a page, a videography page, add a lifestyle photography page, add a headshot page. If I'm gonna be in Vegas and you want headshots as well, like let's roll. And that has, every time I have sent a proposal within like 2 days, it looks like $1 million. It looks like their marketing team made it. And that is a trust for them initially of like, oh, well, they clearly know what looks visually appealing. Like they're reading text, but it's not a Word document. It's not just an email of like, here's the line items of what I can do. I wish I could like show it on the podcast, but I could send it to you after. But I think like
could put it,
it's
copy
like
in the show notes or something.
Yeah, it like looks like it looks kind of like a magazine with like their name and their brand and who this was proposed for and a ton of pictures and video examples. I have seen so many proposals of videographers where they don't send any video examples. And I'm like, you're a videographer. You're a production company.
Right.
Like you can't assume that people have actually, seen all of the work that you want them to see.
Yeah.
They might have seen one video and loved it, but maybe they also want that, client testimonial video. Well, you should send that to them because you're going to sell yourself more, like upsell with your current work.
Yeah.
So I think that that's been really, with my current clients, that has really made them trust me from the get-go. And then from there, it's smooth sailing.
Yeah. I to add to that, I'm just thinking, it would be so easy to do the personal touch in sending a proposal, having something that looks really good, it's on brand for you, to create something that's like think of like a 60-second Instagram reel, not like your show reel, but something where, if you're the main person in your company and you're doing the majority of the selling, to just have a video where you just say like, hey, I'm Ryan Coral, I'm the founder of Tell Studios, and I'm so excited that we're creating this proposal for you. I just want to give you like a quick glimpse of our team or our process or, something like that. And as you're sharing that, to like throw B-roll like on top, and to not overthink it, not feel like, oh, it's gotta be, just think like social media, like very, almost even you could maybe do a handheld video, unless you've got a setup, already ready to go. But to add something like that, because I would say most of us don't have a video of us. It's a video. It's our work, right? But behind the scenes, photo, video, a personal or semi-personal video of you, man, that could really make all the difference.
Totally. I think people also, I think that's huge. And people want to hire you for the experience that they give you. Like, it's not just, I've worked with so many people who are like personality, I don't know. It's just like
personality,
make your
where is
clients
it?
have fun. Yeah, I'm like, oh no, what do I say? But like, make your clients have fun. We were at a trade show in Vegas shooting B-roll at other people's booths that I was following this team around. And I was like, caress the chair, touch the rug, like do it again, And I'm sure I'm over the top, and so you'd be like, oh my God, what is she doing? And you know what? I got more smiles and more beautiful B-roll. And at the end of it, they were like, that really wasn't that bad. Yeah. And I was like, that's the goal. So I don't know. Yeah. Have fun with it. But like, be the one that, also on the personality front, makes the experience good for your client.
Yeah. What would you say is the best thing that you've done to get new leads, to get people calling you?
Ooh, word of mouth has been honestly better than any and all things.
Yeah.
I've gotten, yeah, the leads between other videographers or other photographers that don't do video, that they're like, oh, Jenny does this. Her company can take care of you. I mean, the one I just booked that's like a 4-day shoot and, tens of thousands of dollars is a referral from a photographer that I work with all the time, who she's like, I don't do video, but she does. And I'm like, thank you. Let's go get massages. I will treat you. I will give you a finder's fee. I appreciate you. What do we need to do? But yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, those networking, we'll go to, we got to go in October and meet you and all of your videographer peeps. But yeah, like those connections have been probably first and foremost. Then I think for corporate, LinkedIn is way better than Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
But I think in order, it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
And I would say, it's interesting for everybody because everybody's got a different personality. Everybody's got a different market. And so, somebody's going to be TikTok. Totally. Somebody else is going to be LinkedIn. Somebody else is going to, part of it's like, what do you jive with?
Yeah.
Right. Like, and go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, like, my ideal clients, like usually the people who are booking me are women that are about my age in marketing / director positions, that are in businesses where it's predominantly run by men, or high powered women, but like construction, home builders, like those are kind of my verticals. And so, I think like the Facebook aspect works better for me, but I'm sure TikTok has been amazing for some people. I don't want to dance on camera.
But yeah. I had a note here, and you just made me think about it. What challenge? So just a quick side note. Everybody on our mastermind retreat a few weeks ago made fun of the way I say the word I'm like afraid to say it. Challenge. I've definitely made fun of myself for the way that I say it, but now I can't say it without thinking about it. So thank you, mastermind retreaters, for making fun of
making
me.
Making me overthink.
I'll never say the word right. Challenge.
Oh, wait.
I
don't feel like you say it weird.
No, well, because I just said it like probably how most people say it. Challenge. What's your biggest challenge?
Challenge.
As a female filmmaker, as a female in this industry, what is it noticeably different from your male counterparts? And if so, how?
100%. I think I think being a female in this industry is so valuable. And I think we need more of us. So anybody out there wanting to learn video, come talk to me. But seriously, I love to teach too. Like if somebody's interested, I want to be able to help them. Which is kind of what you're doing with all of this. But yeah, no, I think that the female perspective in video is really cool and really different. I mean, we could shoot, and not that one's better than the other, but I think it's just a nice perspective shift. And I do have the guys on my team who are incredible and brilliant. And I also have some women on my team who are just like, yes, let's do this. There's just something really powerful about working with women who are other videographers. And I feel like there's just something special about it. So if you can get a woman on your team, I promise it will be, I mean, I guess I can't promise. I don't know who these females are, but for the most part,
or your money back.
I don't know. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. But yeah, I think the storytelling aspect, we just think about things a little differently. And even the way that I shoot, like I'm having to figure out solutions for me as a videographer because the equipment is so heavy in general to save my body because I love what I do. But man, like a 10-hour, 12-hour day on a trade show floor with a Steadicam is like, even if it's just a gimbal, a Ronin, but like I shoot with a mirrorless and a big crazy lens because it gives me variety. But still, after a while, like it's a lot. So am I having to hire an assistant to like help me out, to hold some gear, to roll my 93-pound bag through conference centers to set up interviews and then at a different location? I think there's some challenges that come with that. And yet, like, I really love being in this industry. And I love actually learning from, well, I love learning from anyone, females, males in this industry. That's actually how I even got started, was reaching out to people that I loved and admired their work and said, hi, let me just I'll get coffee. I just want to see the process. Yeah. I will be helpful in any way that you need. And that's with actually a bunch of like female photographers starting out. And that boosted my business initially too. But yeah, I mean, there's some challenges. And I also think that there's like some benefit to being a female in the industry as well.
Yeah, that's great. And I do like how you said
it's a really long-winded answer. Sorry.
No, that's great. It's probably challenging to summarize all of that. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So this is where the road divides. We have to get going. But I would love for people to know how they can reach out to you, especially female filmmakers that would love to just learn all of the things or connect or whatever. But for all of us, how can people see what the work is that you're doing, and how can they connect with you?
Yeah, updating the website currently with more things. So sorry, it'll be better soon. But jmvisualart.com is my website. You can also reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, jmvisualartco. And I would love to connect and help anybody that I can and be a part.
I love it. So good.
Yeah.
Jenny, I appreciate you. Love your energy and just what you bring. It's very, very good. How would you like to leave us today?
Oh, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to chat with you and know you. And it's really cool because I've, listened to your podcast for a while, and it's just nice to to be part. So thank you for the opportunity.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you so much. All right, you made it this far. Thank you for joining me. I want to know, what do you think about community? Are you investing in community? Do you have a local video community? Is there somebody you can take out to lunch or grab coffee with and just be interested? Show some interest and start building your network. If you're thinking about doing that for the first time, let me know in the comments. If you've done it, if you're doing it, man, bless you. Keep doing it. This is a fun business. It's also very hard, and it can feel very isolating, and it doesn't need to be that way. And so I'm here to encourage you and to help you come out of your shell, even if you're an introvert. Most of us don't bite, and would love to get to know you and see how we can help each other. So do that. Again, check out my free workshop that I have, studiosherpas.com/workshop. Links are in the show notes, and if there's anything I can do to help you, make sure to email me, Ryan, R-Y-A-N, @studiosherpas.com. That's it for this week. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.